forgot that the heart is what I protect, or this guy. I don't remember. Leave. I want to bomb this. Oh my god, he cannot be serious, bro. No, 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 no! You fucking cunt. Uh, until the. No! Wait, why is the game muted though?
I can see forever. Lock down. Something's wrong.
Bitch! Bow, 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 bow. Ah. My baby boo.
Judgment.
Is it the heart or is it the baby?
Bad trip. Rune shard. The Hierophant.
Oh my god, the song. Baby, come back to me, baby. Oh my god. Oh, I should have re-rolled the fucking pickups. My God. At the edge of the universe.
I can see forever. Shot speed down. Luck up.
I keep forgetting that I'm supposed to protect this dude instead of myself. Whatever.
The stars. One makes you larger.
eternity. Thought was upon you by my side forever. You and I.
Speed up.
defending each other both physically and legally, and even spending days out in the New Mexico desert. They've been through a lot together, and with all that taking place years before the events of Breaking Bad, it's hard not to ask, how come Jimmy and Mike aren't closer in Breaking Bad? To put it simply, why are Jimmy and Mike not friends after all of their experiences together? Now, obviously, the boring objective answer is because Breaking Bad was written before Better Call Saul. Duh. They didn't anticipate that Mike and Saul would be main characters in their own show before writing their relationship as two secondary characters in Breaking Bad. But in comparison to other narratives with prequel timelines, the continuity between both shows is pretty well maintained. Except for Kaylee's age, that still doesn't make any sense. I would argue that Mike and Jimmy not being more friendly towards each other in Breaking Bad, in spite of their relationship in Better Call Saul, isn't a continuity error at all. It actually makes a lot of sense, but again, it's not so obvious. It's going to take some analyzing. Now, it doesn't take a genius to see the personality differences between Jimmy and Mike, but what isn't as obvious are their similarities. You might be thinking, well, yeah, they have some things in common. They're both criminals, they both end up aiding drug lords, and they both came from careers associated with law and order and got corrupted along the way, which is all true. But there's another deeper and more troubling similarity between the two. They both carry guilt over one particular action that they try to seek redemption for from their families. An original sin they both try to correct, but ultimately end up doubling down on. I'm going to compare and contrast Mike and Jimmy's confessional monologues from the first season of Better Call Saul. Not only are these monologues deeply revealing about their characters' motivations as a result of their past actions, but the monologues themselves and the sound design accentuates their similarities and differences in the present timeline of Better Call Saul and foreshadows the future timeline of Breaking Bad. Ultimately, through monologue and use of sound, an explanation is offered as to why there's not a hint of friendship between them in either show, in spite of a mutual understanding and shared experiences. Mike and Jimmy understand each other, but that doesn't mean they like each other. Let's get started. But before we can truly get started, we have to establish what aspects of Mike and Jimmy's monologues we're going to be analyzing. What is communicated, i.e. the content of the monologue, and how is it communicated, i.e. the form the monologue is presented in. The first question to ask is, what is the purpose behind both monologues? Why are they included in the series at all? A monologue is generally a lengthy piece of dialogue spoken by one character in a story. They're more typically used in plays, but you can definitely locate many examples in film, television, and even books, arguably. Monologues serve to advance the plot, deepen characters, or do both. Not all monologues have the same attributes either. According to this Wikipedia entry, quote, "Interior monologues involve a character externalizing their thoughts so that the audience can witness experiences that would otherwise be mostly internal. In contrast, a dramatic monologue involves one character speaking to another character. In an active monologue, a character is using their speech to achieve a clear goal. Narrative monologues simply involve a character telling a story and can often be identified by the fact that they are in the past tense." End quote. In both 5-0 and Marco, Mike and Jimmy each recite a narrative dramatic monologue recounting a morally sinful action which gradually led them to establishing new lives in Albuquerque, New Mexico. It's in a narrative form because they're both telling stories from the past, and it's in a dramatic form since they're speaking to other characters rather than being alone. So with that in mind, what purpose might these narrative dramatic monologues serve? I think each monologue serves as a confession, an opening up about a specific event/action that carried consequences for their families and for themselves. Mike opens up to his daughter-in-law Stacy about getting his son Matty indirectly killed, and Jimmy opens up to his elderly clients about how the Chicago sunroof incident nearly ruined his life until his brother stepped in. Both characters use their regret for past mistakes as motivation to do better, as most of us do. Hopefully. Mike taking care of his son's family and Jimmy becoming a hardworking lawyer to impress his brother. But with a combination of choices and circumstances, they both end up back in a life of crime, ironically, as a result of trying to redeem themselves from their original sin. And I know it's a strong term to use, but I think it fits in analyzing the content and purpose of each character's monologue. So let's briefly talk about the Christian idea of original sin. Not from a religious perspective exactly, but as a very ancient idea about human morality, action, and consequence. I want to be very clear, I'm not advocating for Christianity or any other organized religion, nor am I conducting a biblical analysis of Better Call Saul. Obviously, the idea of original sin can't be completely separated from Christianity, but as I said, I'm not applying a religious lens to my analysis. Rather, I'm using the idea as a moral lens through which to analyze the content of Mike and Jimmy's monologues. Over the last century, religion has obviously held less of an ideological dominance over our societies, so the notion of committing a sin isn't so widely talked about. But let's face it, a sin is just a way of conceptualizing the human capacity to commit a morally wrong action. Original sin is defined as, quote, the condition of sinfulness that all humans share, which is inherited from Adam and Eve due to the fall, involving the loss of original righteousness and the distortion of the image of God, end quote. In other words, Adam and Eve being tempted by and eating the apple is the original sin that has carried forward consequences for all of humanity, just like Mike and Jimmy's original sins carry forward consequences for the people in their lives. It's a sin committed which then extends to others and creates consequences, often resulting in further sins. Mike's original sin of indirectly getting his son killed impacts Stacy and Kaylee emotionally and financially. Jimmy's original sin of defecating through a car sunroof with children in the back added another reason for Chuck to not trust Jimmy as a lawyer. Mike and Jimmy confessing to their actions in these scenes take place at significant points in their lives. Their pasts are now catching up to them in Albuquerque. Mike is tracked down and questioned about the murder of Hoffman and Fensky, and Jimmy realizes his brother doesn't accept him as a lawyer, all because of his past behavior. What can they do except confess? The truth is supposed to set you free, but as we'll see through my analysis, the confession only momentarily sets them free, because Mike and Jimmy are far from free of their sins when we enter the world of Breaking Bad. So now that we've established the lens through which we'll be analyzing the content of the monologue, we have to briefly talk about sound design. In the past, I've mainly examined visual cinematic elements like shot composition and framing, but this time sound is going to take up the bulk of the formal part of the analysis. Though obviously we know Better Call Saul tells masterful storytelling through its visuals. But for these two scenes, the words themselves and the sound design are the most significant when it comes to comparing and contrasting Jimmy and Mike. What Jimmy and Mike confess to reveals their past and their present to us, but their delivery and the sounds that we hear in their environment reflect where their future lies because of their original mistake. The use of both direct sound and sound perspective subtly accentuates their current situation and their fates in Breaking Bad originating from their original sin. Funny. So how do we define these two sound types? Direct sound is, quote, the character's dialogue, but also some subtle direct background noises, placing emphasis on the character's dialogue and creating a more realistic, believable ambiance, end quote. In other words, direct sound corresponds to a more realistic environment in which sounds have on-screen diegetic sources. Sound perspective, quote, refers to the apparent distance of a sound source, evidenced by its volume, timbre, and pitch, end quote. This one is pretty obvious. If you see a character talking far away in a field, the sound will not be as clear and loud since the source is far away. The location of the source determines the experience and quality of the sound, obviously. Both monologue scenes use direct sound and sound perspective, but in different ways, so as to accentuate both Mike and Jimmy's ultimate fate as a gradual result of their sins from the past. Now, we can truly get started. Now, obviously, if you haven't seen Breaking Bad or Better Call Saul, then I would highly suggest that you don't watch this video, because I'm going to be spoiling a lot of things. Viewer beware. Mike Ehrmantraut's monologue takes place near the end of Season 1, Episode 6, 5-0, an episode entirely devoted to his backstory. Before we begin analyzing the content of Mike's monologue, let's talk about the significance of the sounds we hear, while also addressing some of the visual elements. To begin with, Mike and Stacy are sitting in her living room at nighttime. Mike has obviously come back to tell her the truth about what happened to his son and her husband Maddie after having a bit of an outburst. There are no particularly visually striking compositions in this scene. It is well filmed like every scene in the series, but it's very simple, featuring only close-ups and side angles on Mike, Stacy, and a recurring side angle of the both of them. The lighting compositions and editing aren't meant to distract, but rather complement the directness of the monologue. Mike is a character who generally doesn't say anything he doesn't believe to be true, unless he's being questioned, that is. Now, let's look at the sound design. We very clearly hear the use of direct sound.
Responsibilities. Take the money. Do something good with it.
What the characters say and their subtle shifts in body movement correspond to what we see on screen. Again, nothing super artistic or distracting. Sound perspective is also utilized. We hear the sound of crickets in the background,
Kickbacks from some gang or another. Protection, basically.
But they sound far away as they would be in reality. The sound perspective of faraway crickets is so precise that it's not as audible on a TV. It can be heard better with headphones. Hearing the sound of crickets implies the scene is taking place late at night, lending more privacy to their conversation. This also subtly accentuates the secretiveness of Mike's story, while the direct sound of the monologue accentuates his being brutally honest about something that could get him in trouble. The use of direct sound and sound perspective grounds us in the reality of the scene. Mike is being brutally honest about his complicity in Maddie's death for the first time since it happened, and while he is being direct about it, he still has to maintain some secrecy. We'll come back to sound in a little bit when we bring it all together. Let's analyze the content of Mike's monologue now that we've established the atmosphere it takes place in. Of course, the purpose of Mike's monologue is to confess to Stacy about not only who killed Maddie, but how Mike was indirectly responsible for it. Mike establishes not only context for Stacy, but context for us as the audience. He tells Stacy about how every cop in their Philadelphia precinct was corrupt, like having some drug money not make it into the evidence locker, but rather into their wallets. He says police fear prison more than anything else, and taking bribes or organizing protection rackets for criminals was common as everyone was in on the practices and thus couldn't easily tell on each other. Mike became one of those officers. Maddie became a police officer in the same precinct, but he refused to be corrupted when presented with the opportunity from Officers Fensky and Hoffman. Mike then revealed to his son,
I was down in the gutter with the rest of them.
Mike, compared to Maddie, seemed to accept that corruption was part of the job and that financial rewards could be obtained, so why not go along, even if one knew it was morally wrong. Maddie didn't want to take a portion of illegal money from Hoffman and Fensky, threatening to turn them in. Mike, however, encouraged him otherwise, telling him he could use the extra money to help his family, Stacy and Kelly, but the distrust had already been established.
I got Maddie to take the money, and they killed him 2 days later.
Mike's encouragement of Maddie to corrupt himself like all the other cops ended up getting him killed by Hoffman and Fensky, fearing they really couldn't trust him even after taking the money. If Mike hadn't encouraged Maddie to debase himself, as he puts it, he most likely wouldn't have been killed. Though I think Maddie threatening to turn them in before Mike stepped in could have easily have gotten him killed too. But Mike's encouragement to be corrupt began the series of events which led to Stacy and Kaylee being without a husband and father. Thus, Mike's attempts to morally corrupt Maddie constitutes an original sin that permeates the rest of the lives of Mike's family. Not only did Mike break his son, but he also broke up his son's family, all of which never would have happened without his unintentional role in setting Maddie up to be killed. It's clear from this monologue that Mike feels very responsible for his son's death, going as far as to murder Hoffman and Fensky himself before moving to Albuquerque. The move being another byproduct of Mike's sin, having to escape from the police for murdering Maddie's killers, and being compelled to provide for and be close to his daughter-in-law and his granddaughter. Combining the quiet, direct sound design with the honesty of the words, the duality of Mike's original sin from the past being out in the open in the present is exemplified. The straightforward editing and visuals combined with the use of direct sound accentuates the honest directness of Mike confessing to Stacy. But the use of sound perspective with far-off crickets outside in the night accentuates the secretiveness of Mike's sin. This is something he can only confess to one-on-one late at night. Mike is being both direct but private/careful about it, much like he is throughout Breaking Bad, only ever confessing to Stacy about his indirect role in Maddie's murder and how that brought him to New Mexico. Mike can be totally honest with Stacy about his most shameful mistake, so much so that he even asks her,
You know what happened. The question is, can you live with it?
It turns out Stacy can live with the fact that her husband's father indirectly got him killed, and then killed the killers, and now wants to be an emotional and financial provider for her and Kaylee. Another byproduct of Mike's original sin, which will propel him throughout Better Call Saul and into the future of Breaking Bad. Jimmy McGill's monologue takes place near the beginning of Season 1, Episode 10, Marco. Like 5-0, the season finale is entirely devoted to Jimmy's backstory, where we even see him venture back to his slippery roots when he visits his friend Marco. It's interesting how both of the episodes featuring their confessional monologues strictly focus on their characters and explain the narrative behind why they both came to Albuquerque. Before we get started looking at Jimmy's monologue, let's talk about some of the formal choices in visuals and especially sound design. In comparison to the quiet, direct atmosphere of Mike's confession to Stacy, the atmosphere around Jimmy's confession is far more frantic. Jimmy is leading a game of bingo for his elderly clients at Sandpiper Crossing, just after learning about Chuck's true feelings towards him as a lawyer. The lighting is pretty drab and washed out looking, in contrast to the bright colors of the senior's clothing and the gold LED lights along the wall. Obviously, this contrast is meant to highlight Jimmy's hurt feelings against the performative role he's supposed to be doing. The shot compositions are a bit more varied and stylized compared to Mike's monologue. Wide shots, tracking shots, and close-up reaction shots are used throughout. There are also quick close-ups to the inside of the bingo ball machine, and some very intense close-ups on the ball traveling to the top to be retrieved by Jimmy. We see this especially when Jimmy keeps annoyingly drawing the letter B. It's as if he is a B-level lawyer and Chuck is an A-level lawyer. The bingo machine is really taunting him. These intense shots are really meant to highlight Jimmy's increasing inability to contain his feelings. Unlike in Mike's circumstances, Jimmy isn't really expected to confess to anything. As I said, he's supposed to be operating in a more performative role. Jimmy is far more of a performative character after all than Mike, except for when Mike has to play innocent. When we consider the use of sound in the scene, we can hear it utilizes the same techniques of direct sound and sound perspective, but in a more Jimmy McGill way and less of a Mike Ehrmantraut way. Direct sound is clearly utilized. Everything we hear corresponds to the reality of the scene.
What is it with this place? It's like living inside an easy-bake oven. I mean, look out that window.
We hear the feedback from Jimmy's mic, the white noise of the bingo machine, and some confused murmurs from the elderly crowd, though it's mostly awkward silence considering Jimmy is letting loose on them about his past. The sound may be direct, but there is more of a frantic, noisy energy. Just compare the lack of substantial background noise, except for crickets in Mike's monologue, to the constant white noise generated from the ball machine in Jimmy's.
And the next number?
A bit more unnerving, don't you think? Sound perspective is also utilized in a more erratic, uncomfortable way. Just listen to the audio paired with the extreme close-ups of the bingo ball rising to the top. Rather than the source of the sound being far away, like the crickets near Stacy's house, we are up close and personal with these bingo balls, so we hear them with more volume and intensity, kind of like his future Saul Goodman persona, charismatic, but often loud, brash, and intense. With this use of direct sound and sound perspective, we are grounded in the rather uncomfortable reality of the scene. Jimmy is supposed to be drawing bingo numbers for these seniors, but he's so distracted by Chuck's betrayal that he just can't be his charming, colorful self. He reaches a breaking point and confesses to what he did that landed him here in Albuquerque to work at his brother's law firm. Even though the Sandpiper residents never asked or showed any interest at all, he's just gonna tell them, yay. Now let's get to analyzing the actual content of Jimmy's monologue now that we've established the atmosphere it takes place in. The purpose of Jimmy's monologue isn't so much to confess to anyone in particular, but rather to remember for his own sake. Since the last time he led bingo, he's found out Chuck has really been the person blocking him from practicing law at HHM. If not for Chuck, Jimmy wouldn't be scraping by as a solo practitioner or get shut out of his own case. Jimmy mainly wanted to become a lawyer to impress Chuck, but that's not good enough for him. He just doesn't trust Jimmy. It's as if Jimmy is thinking, how did I even end up here? As he continually draws the letter B, he gets increasingly annoyed to the point where he starts in on how much he doesn't enjoy being in Albuquerque.
You ever see the movie The Hills Have Eyes? It's a documentary. God forbid your car breaks down, you have to walk 10 steps, you got a melanoma the size of a pineapple where your head used to be.
Again, contemplating right in front of everyone, how did I end up here? I don't even like it here. After drawing yet another letter B, Jimmy begins his story.
Quick question. Who here knows what a Chicago sunroof is? Anybody? You, sir? No? Okay.
He starts talking about how when he lived in Chicago, a man named Chet had sex with his wife at the time. Notice how Jimmy keeps up his jubilancy as a performer, not getting overly emotional at this point. Finding out about Chet's actions, Jimmy talks about how he was drinking one night, though, unlike Mike, he doesn't provide a lot of direct details.
The details don't matter. Suffice it to say, I was wrong.
He happened to notice Chet's car in a parking lot in his drunken state, and he...
And I may have defecated through the sunroof.
He didn't realize that Chet's children were in the back seat, therefore landing him with extra charges, among others. Chet, being highly connected throughout Chicago, was able to more intensely go after Jimmy for what he did. Jimmy also makes a few colorful remarks throughout, unlike Mike's more direct monologue, obviously highlighting not only Jimmy's more colorful nature, but also his circumstances. He's in front of an audience rather than one-on-one, like Mike. Jimmy came close to being labeled as a sex offender until Chuck, being a highly intelligent and respectable lawyer, managed to reduce the punishment. And with that, Chuck was able to save Jimmy from prison and get him a job in the mailroom at Hamlin and McGill. Jimmy's original sin of defecating into a man's car with children in the back seat is precisely what landed him in New Mexico. At first, seeking redemption for not only his original sin, but his delinquent past in general by becoming a lawyer, only to have this effort at redemption be rejected by Chuck. Thus, for Jimmy, that original sin marks a point.
And that's where it all went off the rails. I've been paying for it ever since. That's why I'm here.
His actions landed him in legal trouble, which prompted his brother to save him and employ him, with his efforts at advancing himself not taken as an act of redemption from the sin of his past, but an act which cannot be trusted. Jimmy can be a lawyer as far as Chuck is concerned, but not at HHM. Now, when we combine the erratic, slightly more intense sound design of the monologue with Jimmy's performative yet slightly unhinged delivery, we see the accentuation of not only Jimmy as he is now, but also who Jimmy will become in the future world of Breaking Bad. The greater range of shot compositions in combination with the direct, frantic sound design of Jimmy's crappy mic and the bingo balls exemplifies his growing anxiety about his acceptance as a lawyer. Unlike Mike's straightforward honesty, Jimmy is incredibly performative, even when impulsively being vulnerable about his past with this group of senior citizens. He walks around, he has varying levels of pitch to his voice, he makes colorful references, all because he is seeking some semblance of acceptance in spite of his original sin. Since Chuck refuses to accept him as a lawyer because of his sin, maybe these folks will hear him out in spite of taking time away from their bingo game. Mike asks Stacy if she can accept his original sin, which it turns out she can, but Chuck not only can't accept Jimmy's original sin, but he can't accept or trust him as a lawyer in general. Unlike Stacy's quiet acceptance of Mike's quiet, direct confession, Chuck refuses to even be honest with Jimmy about his lack of acceptance in spite of trying to redeem himself. Chuck gets Howard to tell him instead. The truth is never fully out, it's hidden in performance, as Chuck at first acts all innocently about the decision. So it makes sense Jimmy would finally tell the truth in the middle of a performative role himself. Jimmy ends his speech by telling all the residents they can take whatever prizes they want. Even if Chuck can't live with his mistake, maybe his elderly clients can, if he bribes them with free bingo prizes. So what does that ultimately mean for colorful Jimmy? It means that his original sin simultaneously brought him to Albuquerque to follow in Chuck's moral footsteps, and eventually will create the byproduct that is Saul Goodman. Let's conclude by comparing the similarities between Mike and Jimmy's respective monologues, followed by the differences. Both monologues highlight their past and present, primarily through the content and sound design of the monologue, with the sound design especially hinting at their futures in the Breaking Bad timeline. Both confess to a wrongful action that has carried consequences and impacts for them and their families, Mike getting his son indirectly killed, and Jimmy nearly being labeled as a predator. Mike's actions took his son away from him and his son's wife and daughter, whereas Jimmy's actions prompted Chuck to go out of his way and hire him at his law firm, even though it gave him another reason to not trust his brother. Both talk about how these original sins brought them to the city of Albuquerque, Mike escaping from the revenge he took and being with Maddie's family, and Jimmy accepting a job opportunity at HHM as a way to turn over a new leaf and be closer to Chuck. Both Mike and Jimmy use their experience as motivation, Mike trying to financially provide for Stacy and Kaylee, and Jimmy working hard to become a lawyer like Chuck. They both don't embrace the criminal world again for a while, and this is actually how they first crossed paths. Jimmy working hard on his own as a lawyer, taking public defender work, and Mike working as a parking attendant at the courthouse. Two former criminals working right under the thumb of the law to redeem themselves for family members. But this is where the differences between them start to become more apparent. Stacy accepts Mike's confession not only about Maddie, but about how he killed the two cops who killed Maddie. Them being one-on-one tells us she's willing to listen, even if Mike's details are unpleasant. Stacy welcomes Mike, or rather Pop, into her life again, though her financial insecurity eventually motivates Mike to start working for people in the criminal underworld. In trying to correct his original sin, he goes back to the sort of corrupt work that caused his original sin to begin with. Mike doubles down on his moral corruption after trying to correct it legitimately. Like Walter White later on, he justifies what he does in order to provide, though there's obviously a part of Mike that's always been morally dubious. And this doubling down obviously carries forward into Breaking Bad. The direct, quiet sound design of Mike's backstory in this scene from Better Call Saul fits exactly with who he will become for Gus Fring: direct, private, unassuming, and honest when he needs to be and wants to be. Through one monologue, we get to understand Mike's past, present, and why he will become the cool, direct fixer we meet in Breaking Bad. All through simple yet subtle storytelling and use of sound to reveal and complement who Mike Ehrmantraut is and who he is yet to become. In contrast to Mike's confessional monologue and the circumstances surrounding it and resulting from it, Chuck doesn't accept Jimmy's mistake. Now, one could argue Chuck does initially, otherwise he wouldn't have bailed Jimmy out and gotten him a job at HHM. But as soon as Jimmy further tried to redeem himself by becoming a lawyer, Chuck couldn't accept it, mostly out of judgment and fear of Jimmy's past, and some jealousy too. Jimmy not being allowed to work at HHM as a lawyer lands him into fending for himself by taking on some public defender work and elderly clients. Jimmy is constantly having to perform and prove his own worth since he's received no forgiveness or acceptance for his past actions. The confession to the Chicago sunroof incident takes place in front of a built-in audience, as opposed to Mike's confession only being to Stacy. Unlike Mike being able to be direct yet private about it, Jimmy doesn't provide a lot of details to the crowd, only the relevant information, reaching this breaking point because of Chuck's betrayal and recounting his past at a time when he should be really focused on calling bingo. Jimmy tells the truth in the middle of a situation he's only in because his own brother Can't accept his mistake. Through increasing animosity towards Chuck and his mission to prevent Jimmy from being a successful, legitimate lawyer, Jimmy ends up doubling down on his slipperiness, eventually leading him to getting suspended for a year,
You're
but
not a
right
real
back to
lawyer.
practicing law as the
The
criminal
University
lawyer
of-
Saul Goodman.
Sorry.
In trying to correct the impacts of his original sin, Jimmy ends up annoying Chuck more, which motivates Jimmy to go back to his old ways. I mean, if Chuck maintains he'll never change or be accepted as a lawyer, then why would Jimmy not internalize that message and double down? Right after his monologue, we see Jimmy pulling up to his old stomping grounds in Chicago and scamming with Marco for fun. Now, I'm not saying Chuck is completely responsible for Jimmy's doubling down, because I think Jimmy, like Mike, has a natural moral dubiousness independent from outside influence. The direct yet frantic sound design of Jimmy's confessional backstory in this scene from Better Call Saul fits exactly with who he will become for Walter White. Loud, charismatic, performative, slightly unhinged, yet very good with communicating to people. Like Mike's monologue, we get to better understand Jimmy's past, present, and why he will become the shady criminal lawyer we meet in Breaking Bad, all through the words and sound design of his monologue. And by comparing and contrasting Mike and Jimmy's confessional scenes, we can see they clearly have some common experiences, thus they share a level of understanding with each other. In Better Call Saul, they can see past each other's everyday facades and see the moral flexibility inherent in each other. Both of their monologues confess to an original sin that carries over consequences into the world of Breaking Bad. Both of their original sins landed them in New Mexico, and both of them tried to redeem themselves in the eyes of their family members. Both monologues use direct sound and sound perspective, but in pretty opposite ways. Mike in vocals and in sound design is direct, quiet, and private, whereas Jimmy in vocals and in sound design is noisy, performative, and frantic. Mike and Jimmy's personalities and their situations sound completely different. Mike's attempt at redemption is accepted so he can continue his directness and aloofness, which will bring him into Gus Fring's world, whereas Jimmy's attempt at redemption is not accepted, so he's forced to pursue more performative and eccentric tactics as a lawyer, eventually bringing him into Walter White's world. And that is their main difference, as reflected in the familial results of their confession and the sound design. Mike's mistakes were accepted, whereas Jimmy's mistakes were not accepted. This difference leads them both down different paths that do converge often, but not permanently. Though they both end up doubling down on their criminality, Mike is still able to be himself, whereas Jimmy is destined to perform as Saul Goodman. Ultimately, through the content of their monologues and the form of sound design, there's not a hint of friendship between them in either show, in spite of a mutual understanding and shared experiences. Because Mike is able to be himself more or less in spite of the impacts of his original sin, whereas Jimmy is not able to be himself because of the impacts of his original sin. Mike and Jimmy work well together, they understand each other, but that doesn't mean they like each other. I think Jimmy sees in Mike someone who can be earnest and direct about themselves in spite of their moral dubiousness. Mike sees in Jimmy someone who has to perform and scheme because of their moral dubiousness. And while you can say, man, it's so obvious why they aren't friends. It's Mike Ehrmantraut and Saul Goodman. They're nothing alike. But they're similar enough to be able to work effectively together and help each other when necessary, but the main difference keeping them apart as pals is their differing ability to be themselves as reflected in the monologue itself and the use of sound. Mike is himself hiding in plain sight from the law, whereas Jimmy is hiding as an alter ego. Ironically, Jimmy/Saul makes it out of this universe alive, whereas Mike doesn't. So maybe Mike should have been more like Jimmy. Or maybe Jimmy could have been more like Mike if he had received forgiveness from Chuck. So the next time you wonder why Saul Goodman doesn't react much to finding out about Mike's death in Breaking Bad, in spite of everything in Better Call Saul, remember that they were never truly friends. Just colleagues from similar circumstances, but walking around with different soundtracks. Or were they friends? What do you think? Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. My channel is starting to reach a larger audience, so thank you so much for watching again. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Take care.
Alright guys, so looks like Meta, the owners of Facebook, are back in the news cycle after their PR blunder last month where they introduced something to where they were going to try and bring dead people back to life posthumously. Yeah, it was bad. This is something they're working on. They want to bring dead people back to life. Well, now they're back in the news cycle after being exposed for spying on people wearing those Meta glasses. Yes, you know those glasses that are super popular now with the two cameras on each side that creepy dudes are wearing to record their interactions with girls. Well, turns out Facebook/Meta employees have been spying on people wearing these glasses, doing all kinds of debaucherous things. According to Dexerto, they say Meta glasses users are being warned that private footage from their glasses may be viewed by other people. Reports say recordings are sent to reviewers in Kenya to classify AI content, with workers claiming they sometimes see people undressing or using the toilets and ... doing other things. You guys can read between the lines. And honestly, all I gotta say is that this should be expected. Just like the Amazon Alexa many years ago after they got exposed for listening to people's private conversations. Now we have people, aware or not, wearing these glasses, and they are essentially just like creating a mass surveillance system to where tech companies and governments can now spy on people. And now that they're being exposed for, potentially seeing explicit footage, people undressing on the toilet, having private conversations, I don't know if these glasses have mics or not. I'm not entirely sure. But if they do, a lot of people are gonna be in for a rude awakening. Also, they are being sued over these AI smart glasses. They say after it was revealed, workers allegedly reviewed intimate personal footage. Yeah. And in this screenshot, they say specific examples of content reviewed. Workers reported viewing bathroom visits/toilet use, people undressing or appearing naked, often unaware they're recorded. An example being a partner entering the frame after glasses are set down. Sexual encounters/sex scenes, including while wearing the glasses or filmed by them. So a lot of people who are going to be using this or thinking that they could use this as an easy way to, get their own POV, probably didn't realize that, hey, your footage is actually being reviewed by some random dude in Kenya who doesn't even reside in the same country as you. Other examples are nudity and intimate bedroom moments workers have seen. Additionally, other private details like bank cards/details, personal conversations, or adult content viewing. Workers emphasized that users likely don't realize this footage is being shared and reviewed remotely, with one stating, and I quote, "I don't think they know, because if they knew, they..." And that's where the screenshot ends. And pretty much, guys, this is why you don't buy technology that can spy on you without reading the fine print. I'm sure it's there. I don't think Meta, Facebook would allow themselves to be open to legal liabilities like this, but people buy stuff because it's popular, it's trendy, all those TikTok videos of guys approaching women, the glasses on, and people want to make content, and then they use it for content, but they also use it for personal use and don't read the fine print and don't realize that, yeah, you're being spied. TOS says, hey, you buy this product, you agree to the terms of service, the agreement, and now you're essentially signing up to be a walking surveillance device. This is why I don't even like my neighbor next door across from me with that doorbell, the Ring doorbell, which literally every time I open my door, I come in, I come out, it literally sees straight into my living room, straight to my computer, in fact. How is that not a major privacy violation? Like, this shit, it genuinely annoys me. We literally live in a surveillance state right now. If you care about your privacy, that's cool, but apparently your neighbors don't have to care about your privacy because they have Meta glasses, doorbell, Ring cameras, Amazon Alexas, smart refrigerators. That it's just, we're going too far now. We've officially gone too far. However, I just gotta say, and this is like kind of big news right now, and this is regarding DoorDash. So if you've used DoorDash in the last couple years or so, you're gonna want to pay attention very closely. There are allegations that the app may have been tracking users' precise location and sharing that data with third parties without proper consent, which means your data could have been used in ways you didn't even realize or consent to. Now, to help get to the bottom of this, Morgan & Morgan is now investigating this. So if you've used DoorDash between 2023 and 2025, you can check if you qualify to be a part of the claim, and you may be entitled to $1,000 or more depending on your situation. And you guys know me, I've used DoorDash extensively, so I'm gonna be signing up. I need my money. So that said, if you've used DoorDash, you can scan the QR code or click the link in the description. That'll take you to a quick form that you can fill out in just a few minutes to see if you qualify. And of course, it's completely free to check. And if you do qualify, Morgan & Morgan will follow up with the next steps and let you know how to move forward. And with that said, let's get back to the video. And listen, it only gets worse, because now these devices have built-in facial recognition.
Is your address 4 Valley?
Mark Zuckerberg has just added facial recognition to its smart glasses and hopes the public is too distracted by political turmoil to care. With an internal memo reading, quote, "We will launch during a dynamic political environment where many civil society groups that we would expect to attack us would have their resources focused on other concerns."
That is diabolical, meaning because a current war is happening or a lot of political divide is happening, Facebook Meta just said, hey, now it's our time to shine, baby. Let's start selling out the civilian population for more CIA money.
You just put the glasses on, then as you walk by people, the glasses will detect when somebody's face is in frame. This photo is used to analyze them, and after a few seconds, their personal information pops up on your phone. Cambridge Community Foundation. Oh, hi, ma'am. Wait, are you Betsy? Oh, okay. I think I met you through like the Cambridge Community Foundation, right?
That is disgusting, and you guys know I've seen a lot of movies. I love sci-fi horror and like post-apocalyptic stuff. I've already seen a movie like this. You know, I've seen a movie for everything. And the movie, it's called Anon. It released in 2018, and essentially it's a movie about a people living in a surveillance state, so where everyone is in the facial recognition system, and detectives. Basically, I don't want to spoil it, but essentially it's a detective movie, surveillance state, someone trying to work outside that surveillance state, committing murders, and it's a really good film. But yeah, this is what this is reminding me of. But yeah, man, things are getting bad.
Not only are they identifying people through the glasses, if you're one of the people wearing the glasses, you are being watched as well. Quote, "The investigation found that much of the footage captured by Meta smart glasses, of which more than 7 million pairs have reportedly been sold, is being reviewed by contract workers at a Kenya-based company called Sama." They say that sensitive and personal footage captured by the devices, including people going to the bathroom, getting dressed, and having sex, is being reviewed by contractors who see all of it uncensored. Well, what could possibly go wrong, y'all?
I can't believe all the sci-fi movies and shows and media and books that I've seen and read are really just coming to fruition. All of it is coming to life. It wasn't science fiction. It was a documentary. It was a foretelling. It was a prediction. And now here we are, you know, with the technology that Meta is going to be using with AI to bring back deceased people's previous accounts, and now they're spying on people with Meta glasses. I mean, is this the world we really want to live in? Here we have this one video. I sort of related. It says, woman gets locked up in Chicago jail with her Meta glasses on and films her wild experience. So essentially, when she was getting booked into the, I guess, county jail or whatever, I guess they didn't suspect the glasses as having spyware on it. And this is what happened.
We live in Cook County. It's her birthday, man.
So looks like this was in Chicago.
I don't know if y'all get locked up. Let me see. What? Angela. Yes.
This is actually crazy, man. She really got into jail with Meta glasses on, and the officers really didn't have a clue.
Cheers. Cheers. Thank you.
Wow. Honestly, this is my first time seeing what the inside of, I guess, a female jail facility looks like. I've never seen this before, but of course, we now live in a surveillance state. Everybody has some form of spyware, whether their glasses, their phone, their Amazon Alexa, now even their AirPods. Ladies and gentlemen, it gets worse. The upcoming AirPods Pro 4 will reportedly feature built-in cameras. It already has a mic. Now they want cameras on this bitch. What are we doing anymore? What are we doing? And you already know millions of people are gonna buy this. I'm not buying this. I've had enough. The AirPods 3s are good enough for me, and I'm gonna be honest, for me personally, they're worse than the 2s. They have this weird feedback screeching noise when I got them. I had to return the first one and got the second one. The same shit happened. Eventually it kind of went away on its own. I don't know, but it's just, what are we doing anymore? Someone said built-in camera. For what? You know what? To aid and expand the domination of the surveillance state. And who do you think is going to be surveilling on us? Who do you think these tech companies are going to be selling this information to, like they have previously? Now, as of right now, It is speculated that this will only be a feature on the Pro versions of the AirPods Pro 4s. And on the official r/Apple subreddit, they say these cameras will be able to see around you for whatever reason. How does this benefit the user? I don't know. But people are already saying, no, thank you. And then someone below said, "Aw, please just try it." Palantir. So based on my understanding now, Palantir is a company that has technology that provides AI-assisted tech that allows, for example, the USA to track down and bomb enemy combatants with missiles and or drones. Apparently, they're also known for working with intelligence agencies and domestic agencies to track down US citizens and or people in ICE-assisted operations. And the owner here of Palantir, this TikToker, is going to explain who he is.
This is one of the most dangerous men alive. Alex Karp is the CEO of Palantir, a company that builds AI-powered kill technology. Here are some of the things you definitely need to know, starting from least to most concerning. First, they built something called the Digital Kill Chain. This is essentially custom AI software designed to track and kill hostile targets. But what gets really interesting is what they are building today. Software that determines who might be a future threat before anything happens at all.
And that sounds like the movie Minority Report.
Palestine has been a playground for them over the past few years. Their opportunity to deploy and perfect all their kill tech against mostly innocent civilians and children. They just confirmed their involvement in the terrorist attack you might remember, where hundreds of pagers exploded, killing and injuring so many innocent civilians. And today, the people in Gaza are living in a dystopian world where AI-powered drones are constantly stalking them and killing them if they're determined threats.
Now guys, considering this technology exists and we have so many devices that spy on us, and then the AirPod Pro 4s are coming out with cameras on them, can you imagine the future we're going to be living in with technology from Palantir, devices everywhere that spy on us, and advanced weaponry from the military that utilize drones to track down and kill people? Yeah, you already know how that's going to end.
All right, everybody, today we are looking at malware disguised as games. We have assortment of games that took me hours upon hours to find, and they all have some sort of detection. I kind of want to just see what it does to my laptop. I've been seeing a lot of comments saying to bring this back, so why not, right? As we go along, I'm gonna scan the game and then show you what the game is actually like, because honestly, games can contain malware. There's been plenty of cases, even on Steam at this point. Just want to refute the non-believers in the comments that always say, oh, games can't have malware. I just think it's kind of ridiculous because it is possible. But yeah, before we do begin though, I just want to say whatever you see in this video is just for informative and entertainment purposes, okay? YouTube bot, I am not condoning anyone watching this video to do this, okay? Let's jump right in, shall we? This lineup is actually crazy. There's two
So fucking bored. Unga bunga unga. Unga lunga bunga. Lunga tunga tunga. I'm bored. Just get me to the fucking exit already. I bought a property in Egypt, and what they do is they give you the property. Fucking child's play, bro. La 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 la. Wait, why is challenge 8 locked for me? Challenge is quite tricky, but since you can unlock it fast just by becoming Guppy, I felt I need to include it on this list. Try using a controller for cat. Think they'll have an easier time. It was between this and blah 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 blah. Why is it locked for me though? Unlock method complete. Cat got your tongue challenge. Unlock method. Become Guppy. Oh, I've never became Guppy. That is so sad, chat. That's so sad. Imagine not becoming Guppy in the big 20. 26. Okay, we can do challenge 4. Oh, challenge 4 is also locked. What the fuck? Well, whatever. Then we can do other stuff. Broken modem. And cracked crown. Complete 7 daily challenges. Complete 5 daily challenges in a row. Oh. Okay. Daily challenges. How do you do those? I kind of forgot how to do that. Oh, it's an online mode. Oh, mods are enabled. Imagine having mods enabled, chat. Like, who does that? You need to restart as well, for fuck's sake. Okay, actually, for the daily challenges, I'll lock in because I want to get. Yeah, I consent, bro. There's Austin. Wait, why did I actually ask the same question as? What? Okay, wait, I want to enable some music. And I'm not gonna be like multitasking, guys, because I got this, chat. Wait, why is there only practice? Huh? Oh, new run in 10 minutes. Like, why can't I make the not so new run? Oh! Ugh, that's boring. I was ready to do a daily run. Okay, actually we can turn off the music since we're doing a challenge anyway. I bought a property in Egypt, and what they do is
You here that have a run as admin icon, and that's already suspicious. Not like the game has anti-cheat, but I mean that in itself is also not good, honestly. Let's start with the first game. Actually, I want to give you guys a sneak peek of some of the ones that we're gonna play. There's two here that might be eye-catching to you. Lost Boy and Sad Satan. Probably Sad Satan more than Lost Boy. I mean, we'll start with Lost Boy because this is a 4chan game. If you don't know what 4chan is, it's basically Reddit, but you don't need an account to post things. This game was actually posted on 4chan years and years ago, and it actually contained a Trojan, which isn't surprising on 4chan. I have the game right here. Let's take a look at what the README says. Oh, okay. Someone want to decrypt this? Wait, actually, there's like random letters. F, A. I don't know. Someone's got to do this for me. I'll put this in the comment. Imagine this as the pinned comment. Okay, we're just gonna play it. This might be the clean version, but I kind of wanted to include this in the list because it did have a Trojan in the past. Yeah. Okay, even this one has something. These dudes right here I haven't heard of, so you know, might be clean, but I kind of want to just see what this game's like. Smart app control blocked an app. Oh my god, it got blocked. How do I turn this off? Actually, off. Let's just open it up. Let's stop yapping. First game, Lost Boy. Windows protect my PC. I don't care. Oh my god, it just said a slur to me and then closed. What? It actually just said a slur to me and then closed itself. I'm downloading another version, guys. Don't worry. Has one detection for Trojan malware. Let's try this one. Let's hope it doesn't say a slur. Okay, we gotta install these features. Okay. This game does not require mouse at all. It's just WASD. Okay, so this is a maze. I did a little bit of research into this because I did not want any bad imagery to show up before, you know, recording a video. Apparently, this is just an endless maze, so there's no actual objective to complete here. It's just very ominous. I don't think there's any monsters lurking either. It's pretty much it. I don't think in the original version either that it had any like illegal images. It was just posted on 4chan just to, you know, infect people's computers. That's about it. Okay, I'm gonna just go down this dark alleyway. Dude, this is so janky. Oh my god. Are those yards? We might actually have to blur that. I went all the way down there for that. Okay, so there is random images that show up in this maze. I want to at least see one other image. I actually did play a map on Gmod like this too. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's not that bad. I don't know what the lore is behind that, but okay. All right. I'm actually feel like I'm going into a trance playing this. I need to get out of here. Yeah, very ominous game indeed. I know what the creator of that game was doing though. Having people search through the maze while it infects their computer. Anyway, that is Lost Boy 4chan game. We're gonna wait for Sad Satan because it's another maze game. I don't want to do two maze games back to back. We're gonna do that later. Okay, let's do some of these ones though. Now this depot_DL zip file is actually a game that was on Steam called Block Blasters. It actually ended up scamming someone out of $150,000. I believe it might have been like a charity stream or something for cancer, and someone got scammed at $150,000. Let me fact check that real quick. A wild story of a cancer patient, meme coin scammers. Okay, so it was actually a cancer patient. Jeez, that is fucked. That's messed up. This might not be the actual game. I got this file from a database basically, so I'm not exactly sure if this game is gonna work. This is undetected. Okay, let's click on this and just see if it opens. Fallen components. Oh, okay, that's a good sign. It's having me download prereqs. I will be shocked if this actually works. Normally samples like this do not even open. They just kind of hack your computer. I'm assuming the guy that made this game is not in control anymore because he got caught, so I should be fine by opening this. I don't think anything will happen to me. Either way, I'm on an alternate Wi-Fi, separate laptop. Normally you hear about these stories of these Steam games having malware, but the game's already taken off Steam by the time you hear about it. I just want to see what people were experiencing before they get hacked from a game on Steam. Like, Steam should not be having games with malware, bro. All right, it's done. Couldn't start. Oh my god. Is there EXE in here somewhere? No, just DLLs that probably have the malicious code. I'll just show a screenshot of what it could have been. Maybe it wasn't even playable. I don't know. This is the only screenshot we have. Just the fake wallpaper of the game. Okay, well, that was worth a try. Obviously, the scammer did not make this game. They probably ripped it from someone. I tried to find the game. It was worth a try. Okay, so this looks weird. ngclso.exe. Search online. Okay, so not that sus, actually. But for some reason, there's a lot of things going on with Microsoft Edge right now. I do not even have it open, so I'm a little concerned why there's requests to log in. I don't have a browser open at all, so something's looking through my browser for login. plugins. It's pretty obvious. All Microsoft Edge. Like I don't even have this open. Very strange. Next one we're gonna do is 1.2.306. It looks like Minecraft. Oh, so this is why it wants admin privileges. Makes sense. Let's run it. Marked as red. Interesting. Okay. Let's open it up. Oh, and it just disappeared. Why did it just disappear? Where did it go? Windows security. I swear if you turned yourself on, it's not on. So where did it go? 1.2.306. This version has a virus. Okay, so this is on GameJolt, guys. We're gonna try to re-download it again because maybe that was a glitch. Okay, so this is the file. Run. It deletes itself. That should have worked. What happened? Secure Gravatar. What is Gravatar? The fuck is this? Your free profile for the web. Someone making a profile on me after I opened that? YouTube.com. The just happened? Why is that on GameJolt? There's a video too. Why isn't this available for download? That is weird. Let's download something else from this guy. Let's do this one. Let's see if any of these are playable from this guy or if he's just spreading malware on GameJolt. We might have just found a compromised account. Let's scan it. Nothing crazy. All right, is it playable? Oscar, play. Oh, I can't move my mouse. Hello? I should just freeze. I think my laptop just froze. I can't move my mouse. I think my whole fucking laptop just froze when I opened that. Oh my God. Is it gonna unfreeze itself or okay? Control Alt Delete doesn't get me out of this freezing. So we're gonna have to force shut off my laptop. Oh my God. We got the haunted version of Minecraft. All right, let's see. Why in the hell my computer froze? Okay, Discord just booted up, guys. I won't freak out about this at all. This looks weird though. Should we try to reinstall that fucking 1.206? 4 megabytes. There's no way Minecraft is 4 megabytes. Let's open it again. Oh, okay. Now it wants to work. Play some Minecraft. There's no audio. Why is there crosses everywhere? It doesn't even recognize this as a program that's open. What do these signs say over here? Law? Death, 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 death. The hell? What does this one say over here? Gid RHG. What? Error 137. Save my soul. Now this is weird because it was not working on the first launch. Just all says the same thing. I feel like I'm in the Matrix right now. Most of them say Gid RH for some reason. I don't know what that means. And they're all crosses. The entire world has just crosses planted on the ground. That's about it. Does this turn horror at night or something? What happens? I need to wait this out until nighttime. Pressing E and it's making it more foggy. If anything comes out, I am not gonna get jump scared by it because there's no audio. This is just weird. I feel like something might happen, or maybe this is just all that it is. Oh my God, what's happening? What's happening? My shit is shaking. Is something coming towards me? Why do I feel like that? Okay, it's gone. All the caves are closed off. Can't craft, can't do shit. This is actually bare bones. It's running around for like 10 minutes and it's all the same everywhere. All right, I think we have to get off this. Check this out. Game bar, Discord, switching to no sound. Oh, so I was in the script the whole time to switch to no sound? Okay, weird vibe, weird vibe. Don't like it. I was getting a little sussed out because it was not opening, but then it ended up working. It seems clean though. I don't see anything weird. Still though, why is that shit fucking deleting itself? Actually creeping me out. All right, next one. Chucky Fam Game. Very interesting name. Has one detection. The name caught my eye though. All right, we're here. Chucky Game. The hell? Where am I? What the Chucky? Why is he moving like that? Can we go in here? No? Random cabin with Chucky. I'm trapped here. Oh no! What the fuck? Do I fall forever? That's literally the game, guys. Okay, that was weird. I did not like that at all. That was the quickest test ever. Okay, next we are gonna do release 1.0. Let the AI detect malware. Oh my gosh, this looks like a phishing site. What the fuck is this? Oh, okay, arrow keys. This is a boss. I'm just thrown into a boss fight and I'm dead.
Кто-то снова проиграл. Это ведь так классно, да?
That's an insane game. Okay, these are the shitpost games over with, guys. All right, so the next one is literally just GameJolt apparently, but it has a creepy ass photo. Let's actually look at the file first. We got some here. Oh, what the hell? Oscar G game token 123. What is this? Okay, let's not count that then. That was weird. I was expecting a game when I downloaded that, honestly. Next one, Hellman EXE. Okay, Trojan Spy Keylogger. Malware obscure. Let's take a look. Okay, something in Russian. Oh, here we go. Oh no. Oh no. What is that? What are we playing? Something about an imposter. Am I supposed to do something specific here? What does it say? Do not press shift. Okay. See, I don't know Russian, so... All right, now we're progressing through a Russian liquor store, I guess. Uh-oh. Evil version of me? What does it say? Is this even translatable? Haha, loser. Click enter. Dude, it gives you no time to escape from this big-ass fucking nostril thing. What are you supposed to do? Okay, there we go.
Беги, беги, беги.
Okay, I died. And sticky keys. Stop. This is harder than Elden Ring, bro. What is happening? Okay, there we go. There we go. Here we go.
Беги,
Okay.
беги.
Sticky key! Okay, I'm turning all of this off. Okay, should be good now. Let's go.
Беги, беги, беги. Ну же, ну беги.
Okay. Oh my god, this is hard. Okay, we gotta get to the end of this.
Беги. Ну же, ну беги.
Okay, it's just Geometry Dash, bro. We can do this. Playing Russian Geometry Dash.
Ну же, ну беги.
Dude, that jump, man.
Давай беги, гепард ты хренов. Ну же, беги.
Oh, we were fucking progressing right there.
Тебя преследуют.
Whoa, that's fucking hard. Wait, did we make it? Wait, what? What is blood saying? Does it think I'm alive still? Why is it still going? Okay, well, I guess I can't read any of that. Okay, that's the game, guys. Interesting Russian game. All right, next game, FNAD. Take a look at what this is. A little more detections now. The schoolgirl, I know what that is. It's like that's like a repack, but then it's saying Trojan downloader. Let's take a look. Warning, this game contains jump scares. There they all are. Who's calling me? How do I answer phone?
Our previous guard got paranoid about the animatronics, and he even tampered with them. After we found
What did
out,
he do to
got
them?
fired. The next day, he went insane and returned to the restaurant in the morning and shot one of our employees.
What?
The animatronics stay active during the night, and they're gonna look for the kids the same way they do during the day. In this case, they're gonna look for you. This is why we installed doors to stop them.
But I'm a 26-year-old man. They're not gonna come for me. It's like that fucking creepy maze game. Who is that? Are they like bent over to a table? What is that? So how do I defend myself here? There's no doors. What am I supposed to do? Uh-oh, they're coming. Oh, they're coming, bruh. They're coming. How do I defend myself? Lock right door. Oh. All right. I just don't know where I'm at. That's the problem. Animatronic reset. What is this? I can move them back? Oh my gosh. What the hell? The hell is that noise? Sounds like a fucking spaceship. Where the hell y'all at? Where am I at? Which area am I in? I have very bad sense of direction, even in real life. So I genuinely don't know which door to close. Freddy's right there. I don't know. I don't know what room I'm at. I'm assuming it's this, I guess. Oh my God, there's someone coming. Left door is closed. Left door is closed. We're good. We're good. We're good. Never mind, guys. I know where I'm at now. Don't call me dumb. Okay, caught me off guard. Oh, I survived. Oh my God. All right, night 2. Let's go. Oh, what the hell? I am the animatronic. Who is that? G-Man? It cuts and then it asks for 2 Bitcoin. Okay, and that's that. Night 2. I got this shit, man. They're all over here. Okay, it's easy. It's easy, guys. Apparently, they can open the doors. That is not good. Uh-oh, he's right here. To my right. Reset. Okay, I moved him back in time or some shit. He almost got my ass. That is kind of an OP feature in this game. What the hell? I just need to make sure that no one's sneaking up to my right. God, leave me alone. This is... Okay, are you gone? Nope, you're not. Okay. All right, I think they're backing off now. No! Oh my God. Shit, I was trying to reset him. Dude, he wasn't on cams. That was terrifying, actually. Little turd came out. Okay, sorry if you're eating. I'm done with that. Fucking demonic. Next game. Scrapped CN. Let's give this one a little scan. Trojan Spy Keylogger. Keylogger. McAfee is saying it's a keylogger. All right. Uh-oh. Here we go. What is this? Hover over an icon and press plus to increase and minus to decrease. What is the optimization on this shit? Where am I? It's another Five Nights at Freddy's, bro. Dude, it's so unoptimized. Oh my God, is that Mickey? It's actually so unoptimized. I'm clicking this and it's not staying. Did I spawn any of them in? Okay, I'm doing 20 of all of them. Here we go. Oh, I saw you. I saw you. Stop creeping. What the hell is that? Dude, how do you get rid of them? That was cursed. What the hell? Is that Mickey? How do you defend against that? Seriously. Was I supposed to chuck that radio at him? I don't like this one. I don't like this one, bro. That was another Five Nights at Freddy's-esque one. Seems like a lot of people on Game Jolt like to make fan games of it. I'm assuming this one might be another one of them too. I just got ones that had detections, that's all. So we'll just deem this one the Five Nights at Freddy's segment. Hi, this game I found on Strange Site and the site was deleted, but I still have this game. Wearing. This game is a virus and you can't close it. You can play it on your fear and risk. Okay. Revenge. Take a lookie. Holy shit, this actually has a decent amount of detections. Trojan and then schoolgirl and whatnot. Static AI, suspicious PE, physical education. Okay, let's look at the port master though. Okay. Apparently there's captchas being ran. Let's run this as admin. See how crazy this actually is. All right, we got a cursed Roblox character. Play. Now it's not responding. Oh, here we go. All right. This is different. Assuming I can't really do anything to progress here. Escape. Congratulations, I won. That was it. Holy dog shit game. Sonic. Let's see. Even Google is saying something's up with it. Let's play it. I am Tails. Okay, I died. I have a feeling I'm gonna meet Demon Sonic. Easy ass level, bro. Perfectly normal so far. It was so easy. Is this just a regular Sonic? I'm just posting this shit on fucking Game Jolt, bro. It's just regular Sonic. Uh-oh. This is different. This is different. Never mind. Oh, there he is. Sonic. Sonic mentioned. Hey, wanna play a game with me? That's what I've been doing. I'm right here. Cool, let's play tag. Oh shit, he's gonna fucking chase me. Who's it right now? Who's it? Assuming Sonic is. I'm running for my fucking life. If I go left right now, what would happen? Oh my gosh. The fuck? Tails is scared shitless. Look at him. He's being chased by a fucking demon. Just keep going. Just keep going. Just keep running. Oh. What was that? Spider Sonic? Uh-oh. What do we do? I just press a character? Okay, I haven't played this before. Played something like it, but this is actually sick. So does that mean Tails is gonna hunt me down now as Knuckles? Please just get to the point, right? We already know something's wrong with this version of Sonic. With the underworld. Do we go up? Yeah, probably. Okay. Oh. Where did we go? Wait, did I die from that? Why was it tricking me? Let's go down this time. Very nice. Oh no, are we going to the pits of hell? Oh, this is not good. Knuckles, you're gonna be fine, bro. What is good? Okay, level complete. Nothing happened. Oh, we gotta run. We gotta run. Is it Tails now? Knuckles, you're not running very fast. The screen's getting all red now. Epic transition. Calm Hill Zone. Hey, the nightmare's over. This version of the song is kind of fire, bro. Hold on. I hate that shit. I'm vibing. All right. Wait, what? It looped again. Did I die there, or are we progressing? I can't tell. Is that it? It's looping again. What am I doing wrong? Do I have to get all of the coins? I think that's what I have to do. Whoa.
Where's the heart? Is it glitched?
Fuck. Is that Tails? He's a lobster, I think. Dude, the jump cut to that is crazy. Oh, are they combined now? Where did Sonic go? Now we're Eggman. Dude, this is crazy. So badass. Dude, this guy is not going to be able to play tag. That's for sure. Okay, I don't blame that monster for doing that, though. That's good nutrients, man. That's it? Damn. And it just closes. Holy banger. That was actually a banger. Now we have a Knuckles EXE patch. There we go. Finally, Eggman's bad nicks are not around here. But it's strange. Sonic and Tails weren't here for a while to destroy all of them. How do we jump? All right, fuck that game. Fuck that, bro. This program might not have installed correctly. I was pressing literally every button and jump would not work, I promise you. I was pressing every single key. Oh no, not meme intention. Knuckles turned into an evil monster who wants to defeat all his friends. Help them to blah, blah, blah. It's literally Sonic EXE, but with Knuckles. What do you actually expect by looking this description? If this program didn't install correctly, you could try installing the program. I don't believe this error message. Next up, we have Peter's challenge for you. What the fuck? What are we gonna do here? What do I do? I don't know what am I doing? Which character am I? I'm so confused. Okay, that game sucks. All right, we're gonna have to find more. Play this Spider-Man. All right. Let's play Sad Satan. Let's just do it, guys. Enough delay. I'm pretty sure this is the clean imagery one. All right, we're here. Oh no. Wait, let's turn the light off for this. This is more fitting. Where are we going? Where are we going? Why can't I progress? This is a barrier right here. Is this glitched? Okay, do we gotta go all the way back? What the fuck? What is this audio? Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm getting chills. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is audio that you listen to when you're being tortured, actually. Like, this is... I don't like it. I don't like it. It's not letting me go past this. It's not working. I don't want to play this much longer. This is... Dude, what am I supposed to do? Let's go the other way. I'm cold. Yeah, it's literally a barrier. All right, we're going the other way. This is a barrier, too. What is going on? It's actually glitched or some shit. E to interact. Is that what it is? Okay. I think I have to press E. I probably had to interact with that barrier. See, now I know. Oh my gosh. Not yet. What do you mean? What do you mean not yet? I hate this game with a passion. It is actually terrifying to me. Oh my gosh, I found the entrance. Oh no. Ah. Oh my gosh. Okay. This is dead end or something? Audio. This audio, man. This audio. Why can't I go through? Dude, where am I going? Dude, this game is actually fucking with me or something. This game is messing with my head. What am I supposed to be doing? It's not letting me run back to the spawn. I don't even know what tunnel just appeared, but it let me walk through it. Dude. Oh, most unsettling game of all time. That's new. This is new right here. Oh my gosh. Did we beat it? I think we beat it. Or the first level, I guess. Oh no, we're in the darkness now. We made it past the intro. I thought I was messing up, but I just have to walk around until I find something. She's cheaping me out. Oh my god, do we go down here? Oh, I guess we do. I guess we do. Oh lord. Oh lordy lord. Oh, I don't like this. The fact that there's no ambient. Can I even go down here yet? I don't think I'm moving. Where the hell am I? Wait, I'm at the entrance? I didn't move at all. I genuinely thought I was making progress right there. Dude, I'm tweaking. Actually tweaking. Is this... Am I getting closer or not? Okay, we're getting close to the door. This is so fucking demonic. Okay, this does nothing. I'm getting chills. This is actually... I don't like this, guys. I really don't like this. I don't know how many times I have to say it, but I don't. I don't think... Oh. Okay, never mind. I spoke too soon. I go down here now? It's... What the fuck? Why did it spawn me back at the beginning? What is this? Is this supposed to be an image that's like... Did they swap this out with a really bad image and I'm like forced to look at this? So this used to be something really bad, essentially. I can't get out of this. Dude, this thing is stuck on my screen. Am I supposed to walk around until something happens? Am I supposed to just hold W with this still frame? Here we go. Why was that image on there for so long? Okay, we're still playing, guys. Okay, I can't play this anymore, bro. I cannot play that anymore. I can't. I'm so sorry. It's actually affecting me. I swear to God. I hate it. I hate it so much. I played it a little longer than I thought I would, though. Okay, guys. I'm gonna fucking shit my pants, I swear. It's just the sounds, and then it turns into, like, footsteps only. Don't like it. I really don't. At least I opened it. You can commend me for just opening it to begin with, right? Not gonna fucking play the entire thing. I think I would actually come out on the other side a completely different human being. That. All right, guys, as you can see, after the sad Satan, we now have nothing left on our desktop to look at. But I do have this installed because we're gonna look at one more thing, but it requires VirtualBox because I am not doing this on my laptop. I'll explain in a second. Let's just open this up. All right, we are in. We're gonna have to unattach the network connection as soon as we download this file. As you can see, I'm on a random Spanish website where they have a post for this game named Pokemon Skydiving. There's a mega link down here that takes me to the download. Just a simple little download. Now, the weird thing about this file is when we go to VirusTotal and we scan it, it says it's a worm by a ton of different scanners. Pretty much all of them say it's a worm. That's why we're in VirtualBox, okay? I am just gonna unattach this so we have no internet connection anymore. Hopefully, it actually turns off. Just double check first. Perfect. We have no internet connection. I need to double check, though. I need to double check. This thing is a worm. I am fucking terrified of worms. They can go in your router and stay there. So I need to double check everything. Okay, it is not attached. Type something in here, copy it, and see if my clipboard is saved over. Okay, it's not. All right, I think we're safe to open this up now. Will this actually be a game? Oh my God, it is. We are playing the Spanish worm game. Press 1 for one player mode. Yes. All right. So what is this exactly? Flappy Bird? Okay, so I grabbed the Pokeballs. That's about it. That's all this game is, but it's a worm, bro. Okay, that's all it is. You have to collect as many Pokeballs as you can by the time you get to the ground. It's actually counting down though, so I need to get more. Oh, I suck at this. I suck. God damn it. I have to collect 10 Pokeballs before I hit the ground. This is actually harder than it looks, guys. I'm just saying. I have to predict where they're gonna be. It's not enough time for me to go all the way. We're gonna do this though. Oh my gosh. Choke. Actual choke. Oh, no, one left. Okay, we're gonna do it. Oh my gosh, I'm fumbling so bad. That was so bad. Okay, playing a 2003 game right now with a worm in it. What the fuck am I doing? Thing is, like, the Pokeballs are staying in the exact same location, so I should be able to get this eventually if I wasn't an idiot. Fumble again. This is actually kind of fucking hard. No, man. Oh! If I didn't move over, I would have been fine. We're gonna get it now. All right, watch this. Okay. It's all good. There we go. We did it. Metapod evolved into Butterfree. Let's go. We beat the level. And it just repeats. Yeah, this shit's definitely a fucking worm, bro. What's this now? Are there obstacles? I was attacked and fainted. Okay. I gotta fucking dodge these mosquitoes now. Oh, we did it. And we just have to survive. We did it. Yes. Now what? Okay, so it's the same thing, just different obstacles. Okay. All right. I'm done with this, guys. Worm acquired. I am nuking this VM right now. Cannot take any risks whatsoever. That is gonna conclude the video. We played enough games. Basically, what you can learn from this video is stay away from random ass games. games, especially on Game Jolt. Just saying, make sure you scan them first. No matter where you get them from, it could be anywhere else, you know, just be careful. Games aren't entirely safe, all right? Let me know if you guys want to see more in the comments, all right? But if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys.
Okay, it's funny. Shut up. Camera to I like satisfaction. Temperature science.
The old familiar rooms of TinyChat, a once very popular video chat website where users would get together and hang out for hours. For many, it was rooms like this where countless happy memories were made. Despite this, what seems like a harmless screen recording of a young girl singing to her friends carries with it something much darker. In early 2013, a number of strange uploads would begin appearing on a small YouTube channel by the name of BeebleFox. These uploads contained footage of an unseen cameraman talking and interacting with a number of life-size dolls.
I'm turning her over. Oh, isn't she beautiful? Oh my, she's so pretty. Huh? Wow. Anyway, here she is. We've got her turned over. We're gonna take a closer look at her beautiful face.
As the uploads continue, the cameraman can eventually be seen cutting apart and disassembling his beloved dolls, and in some cases, using the plastic limbs as extensions of his own body. But these videos with the dolls would be far from the strangest uploaded to the channel. Prior to these videos featuring the life-size dolls, it appeared that BeebleFox was working alone. These strange uploads were seemingly nothing more than his own personal art project, or ARG. But that wasn't the case.
Hey guys, BeebleFox here. Today I'm going to show you how to get a date. This is me, my shadow. This is how to get a date. I saw this girl walking. I'm just going to stand here a second. Her dog is not around at the moment, so I'm going to approach her the way that you should if you want a date. Okay, here we go. Ma'am? You gotta crouch low like they do in the military. That's what girls like, real manly military men. Ma'am? Ma'am? Excuse me, ma'am. I want to touch you. I really like to touch you. Ma'am! Oh god.
This upload, titled How to Get a Date in Under 50 Seconds, signaled a shift in Beeble's content. It was no longer a solo art project, but instead the effort of Beeble and this mysterious woman. Up until this point, platforms like YouTube were no stranger to the concept of weird art projects, or ARGs. It's very clear, especially now in 2026, that the early recordings from Beeble follow a lot of the same beats as projects like Nettlebrook or Ash Vlogs. Stories where your seemingly average, ordinary person uses their YouTube to document their unusual life. In the case of Beeble, it was the story of a young man recording his bizarre relationship with these life-size dolls. It's difficult to discern an exact narrative from what remains of Beeble's old videos. It's very clear that he's some type of social outcast that uses the dolls as a form of social and romantic connection. It's hard to say at what point exactly Beeble decided to introduce the aforementioned girl. And while this video, How to Get a Date in Under 50 Seconds, was what I thought to be the earliest upload of the girl on Beeble's channel, this is not the case. Before Beeble began uploading his strange content with the dolls, he would often record videos of himself playing Grand Theft Auto 4. In this particular upload, Beeble shows himself playing the game before zooming out to reveal his bedroom wall, which is covered with various photographs of the girl from the road.
Oh, hell no.
upload prior to being deleted was titled Grand Theft Orange Citrus. When doing a bit of research, you'll find that Orange Citrus is the name of the YouTube channel belonging to the girl on the road and on Beeble's wall. At first glance, it appears that this girl, Orange Citrus, is knowingly working with Beeble, crafting a fictional story in which a social outcast develops an unhealthy relationship with a woman he cannot have. But after sifting through the Orange Citrus video archives, there's something much darker at play. Just as Beeble was uploading to his own channel, so was Orange Citrus. Her uploads, at least from what I can tell from what's been recovered, show a young girl having fun and doing random skits in her room. While it's very clear that Beeble is playing some sort of character on his channel with his doll obsession and unsettling whispery voice, there's nothing about Orange Citrus's uploads that would lead you to believe that these two were secretly working together. As it turns out, Beeble and Orange Citrus met on TinyChat, the same aforementioned website that Orange Citrus would visit as a teenager. From here, the two developed a friendship and began Skyping one another regularly. Throughout these conversations, the two devised a plan to create a fictional story across multiple video uploads on each of their YouTube channels, eventually culminating in, I guess, what you could call a crossover event. But Beeble would begin taking things too far. As the fictional story progressed on Beeble's channel, he began recording videos without telling Orange Citrus. Videos that were not in line with the story that they had discussed over Skype. One of the videos featured Beeble making a homemade object involving an empty Pringles can and plastic. After Beeble shows the final product to the camera, he cuts out a photograph of Orange Citrus and tapes it to the side of the Pringles can. When Orange Citrus logged onto YouTube the following day, she was shocked to see the explicit video on the Beeble Fox channel. Her online friend had seemingly transformed into someone trying to hurt her. But not only was Orange Citrus disgusted by what she had seen, she was also humiliated. During her time working with Beeble, Orange Citrus had gone on a live stream and stated that the content being created by her and Beeble was entirely fictional. This was prompted after a fellow YouTuber, Scare Theater, made a video discussing the ARG.
Scare Theater did not do any research in this case. In the case of Beeble Fox and me, he did no research, because if he did, he'd have known a long time ago by watching some of the first videos that Beeble Fox and I did that it was an ARG.
This moment would come back to haunt Orange Citrus, because while she wasn't wrong in stating that the content was an ARG, she also had no clue that Beeble was going to start posting things like the aforementioned Pringles video. So, what could she do now? If she made an online statement stating that she didn't know that Beeble was going to post something like that, people would just assume that it was a part of their elaborate ARG. She had been effectively trapped in a corner, and Beeble wasn't going to hold back. Along with the Pringles video, Beeble also supposedly created a 3D simulation in which he and Orange Citrus engage in adult activity. This was then posted to the Beeble Fox channel. In another live stream, Orange Citrus claims that Beeble would send her outfits in the mail. He then would request that she try them on and send him videos and pictures. All of these actions had never been discussed between the two on Skype. As time went on, Orange Citrus began coming into contact with others who had fallen into Beeble's trap, and together they would begin speaking out. When visiting the Orange Citrus YouTube channel today, her description calls out Beeble, whose real name is Matthew. When navigating over to the community tab, there are dozens of posts regarding Beeble, Matthew, and the situation. All of Orange Citrus's old videos have since been removed on her channel, leaving behind a graveyard of old home videos. As for Beeble's channel, it has been completely abandoned, a mere shell of what it once was. As of making this video, YouTube is home to roughly 115 million channels. Out of these 115, only 60 million are reported to be active. This leaves a whopping 55 million abandoned channels left behind and forgotten. But just as the BeebleFox channel appeared to be lost to time, there are actually a number of YouTube channels throughout that 55 million figure that have a disturbing story to tell. But before we move on to the next abandoned channel, if you like the video so far and you would like to see more like it, please make sure to let me know down in the comments, and please be sure to subscribe to Something Sinister. Somewhere in the dark corners of YouTube is a channel known as Little Miss Kit. The channel, which was created in 2007, features Kit as she goes on adventures with her friends and makes various YouTube skits.
You do know this, we've lost the car. And it could be anywhere. I mean, let's walk down here. Maybe it's down here. No, it's not over there. We've lost the car. Can't see it anywhere.
This upload of Kit looking for her car in a large empty parking garage would gain over 100,000 views. By 2007 YouTube standards, this was very impressive. Kit's audience would continue to grow over the course of the year. During this time, she uploaded a total of 15 videos. But following 2007, the channel would be abandoned. Towards the end of her uploads, Kit's videos featured her and her friends, all of which were part of a community known as Nerdfighters. This was a community created by the Green Brothers, which encouraged individuals to take pride in what others may consider to be unpopular or nerdy behavior. Unfortunately, this was part of the reason why Kit had become so popular. Her audience, with some exceptions, was full of individuals watching Kit's videos with the intent of making fun of her. If it wasn't for her nerdy interests, it was because of her physical appearance. Nowadays, the comment section has been removed on all of Kit's uploads, but I can only imagine what anonymous users back in 2007 were saying about her. Regardless, Kit would keep uploading throughout the duration of 2007. One of her videos was even in response to a viewer who was looking for advice regarding bullying.
It's true that you should be very careful what you say to people, not so much because the words themselves have a lot of power, but it's more the kind of the thoughts and feelings and the images that it kind of brings in your minds. They have the more power.
This upload stood out, as the rest of Kit's videos were very lighthearted. It was one of the few times where we got to see the serious, genuine side of Kit. But unfortunately, it would only increase the number of trolls visiting her channel. Kit would upload her final video to Little Miss Kit in January of 2008. The video itself was a music mashup with footage of a hamster, edited to make it look like the hamster was dancing to the music. Very on brand for the time. But after this upload, the Little Miss Kit channel came to a standstill. And naturally, Kit's viewers started to wonder what happened to her. It was around this time when rumors started floating around online that the countless negative comments under each of Kit's videos had finally gotten to her. Perhaps she quit the channel entirely, or maybe something worse happened. The true nature of Kit's disappearance would be revealed later that year, As internet investigators began searching for the missing YouTuber, they came across another channel, one that was home to Kit's actual final upload. This 9-second video was the only upload posted to the Little Miss Kid response account. In it, Kid appears to blow the camera a kiss, signaling a final farewell. Unfortunately, this video wouldn't help lower suspicions that the reason Kid was no longer posting videos was because she was dead.
So yes, I'm excited about Christmas. Bouncy, bouncy, bouncy. Not so much because the presents, don't really know what I'm getting. Don't really want anything, really. Oh, there's a few things I want, but I don't know if I'll get them, but we'll see. Mainly I'm just looking forward to lots of time off work, seeing my family, and getting rather drunk. Why not?
As time went on, former viewers of Little Miss Kid continued to check back on the channel to see if Kid had returned, but each time they would be met with the same abandoned channel. But then something happened. Users typing in Little Miss Kid into their search bars were met with a number of video results, all paying tribute to Kid. These results, more often than not, had RIP in the title, alluding to the fact that she had truly passed.
I want to believe it. I want to say that didn't happen, that's all some big joke, and that she's really just laughing all us, you know, but she wouldn't do that, you know. This is real. She's really gone.
I know you can't see this because you're at peace now, and I'm happy you're at peace and all your troubles are over. I just want to say that I loved you so much.
Initially, some users believed that these farewell videos were being created by trolls, the same people who would relentlessly bully Kid in her comment sections. But this wasn't the case. The individuals uploading these videos weren't trolls or people who had heard of Kid's passing through the grapevine. These were members of Kid's Nerdfighter community, individuals who spoke to Kid on a regular basis and were now mourning the sudden death of their friend. It was also around this time when the description on the Little Miss Kid YouTube channel was changed. To all the friends of Little Miss Kid, we don't normally use YouTube, so we are using our late daughter's site for the last time to send this message to you. Thank you for all the messages following the death of our daughter, who you knew as Little Miss Kid. The family then goes on to thank Jessica, which is one of Kid's close friends. They follow this up by stating that they are so thankful for everyone who had been a part of Kid's life, and that her memory will live on through these people. It's not too difficult to find Kit's cause of death. According to her and those who knew her, Kit had been a victim of verbal harassment for most of her life. This was exacerbated by her online presence. By putting herself out there in the world, she became a target. And in the end, it became too much for her. This outcome makes the final video from Kit all the more haunting. In the early 2000s, the idea of a seemingly average person like Kit blowing up and gaining followers was a completely new thing. When YouTube entered the picture in 2005, it opened the floodgates for content creators. Suddenly, anyone had the opportunity to go viral overnight. This led to a founding generation of creators who would pave the way for future YouTubers. Back then, you didn't have to have the most expensive equipment or high-end video editing software in order to get a following. And when it came to users like Hannah Minx, many fell in love with her for her bubbly personality.
Tet form is used like every 5 seconds when speaking Japanese, so you better learn it. Tet form song's great for beginning Japanese students in remembering how to conjugate verbs into the tet form. So, the lyrics of the song are utsuru te, so verbs ending in utsuru take the form of te.
Hannah's videos consisted of her teaching her audience how to speak Japanese, as well as about the nuances of Japanese culture and anime. But when visiting Hannah's channel today, it sits completely abandoned. Like the other channels we've covered so far, all of the videos on the Hannah Minx channel have been taken down completely. There's no definitive first upload or final upload. It's completely empty. According to references online, the channel was once home to an estimated 126 uploads. These videos now only exist through the Internet Archive and through re-uploads from various fans of Hannah's content. Unbeknownst to fans at the time, Hannah's final upload would be posted to her channel sometime in 2013. This was an upload like the rest, not a goodbye or anything to indicate what was to come. It was also around this time when viewers began to speculate that Hannah had been kidnapped or died. Even some of Hannah's friends on YouTube were confused by her sudden disappearance. Onision,
shut the fuck up!
These are the worst things on Reddit in the form of an iceberg. We'll first start with the more creepy and strange, and then gradually move on to the more obscure and disturbing. I made this iceberg myself, and it contains some of the worst things humanity has to offer. Viewer discretion is highly advised. On the 7th of June 2018, user Incredibly Shiny Shart would confess to something very peculiar on r/IMA, along with providing several pictures. Hi all, I'm a man who ate a portion of his own amputated leg. Ask me anything. So the quick and dirty. About 2 years ago I was hit on my motorcycle. They salvaged my foot, but I'd never be able to walk on it. I elected to have it amputated. I asked the doctors to keep it. I signed some papers, I got it back, and with the help of some friends, cooked a portion of the tibulus anterior. OP then links to multiple photos, some of them of him cooking and serving what he dubs foot tacos, and others of him and his stump. Edit: I taste like buffalo, but chewier, super beefy, and little fat. User many thanks would very justifiably ask, it seems like you shared it with others from the photos you posted. Who else ate it? Also, I am just curious. From the first picture, it seemed like you only damaged your foot. So why did they amputate so high up? Do you know? OP replies, 10 of my friends joined in for a brunch. Only the foot was damaged, but with below the knee amputations, they want to do it higher up, so there's a balance between having enough stump to make for a good lever and having enough room beneath for prosthetic equipment. If they amputated low, it would make it difficult to put good hardware underneath. User Ben Danger would reply, damn, I can't even get like 2 friends together to go to a movie. In 2019, a subreddit called r/Chadfish was created by a group of self-described incels. These were people who believed that they were being rejected by women because of their looks. They wanted to prove a point, that women only care about how attractive a man is. To do this, they created fake dating profiles using pictures of very typically handsome men. This is what they dubbed Chadfishing. The men behind these profiles would talk to women on apps like Tinder and Bumble. They often acted rude, mean, or strange purposely in these chats to see if the women would still flirt or send photos. They posted screenshots of these conversations on the subreddit to laugh at the women or to say, see, women only care about looks. The pinned post on the subreddit reads, meet Chad, the child. Attached is a photo of a fake Tinder profile. Chad, who is 29 years old, boldly declares in his Tinder bio that he is a child. The experiment here as to see if women will still fall for him despite his convictions. Attached are chats with 4 different women. All 4 women don't seem to mind Chad's past, saying things like, "I guess it's cool how you're being honest about it though." But things got quickly worse. The members created a private chat on Discord where they shared nude photos that the women had sent to the fake accounts. These photos were obviously shared without the women's permission, which is actually a crime. Discord was actually the first to act. It banned many of the group chats for breaking the rules. After this, Reddit eventually stepped in and banned r/Chadfish for harassment and breaking site policies. r/TrueFemcells was a subreddit made for women who called themselves true femcells, meaning women who felt permanently unattractive and unable to form romantic relationships, not by choice, but because of how they looked and how society treated them. The pinned post on the subreddit reads, "To the men who have just discovered the femcell sub, femcells, please see note. It's quite simple. This moderated server is a safe space for femcells. It is not for you. You have a plethora of outlets to pipe in with as a man, and many other male-directed quips and opinions. This is not one of those outlets. The women who come here come to vent,